I got asked to do this by my friend Mark Bologna, who couldn't be here today. He's elsewhere. And I've never emceed anything before, so bear with me. For 20 years, I was a professional chef, and then I decided I did not want to be a professional chef anymore. And I started a consulting business, and I do freelance photography, freelance writing. I'm the entrepreneuriest of entrepreneurs. After here, I'm going to run to another gig, so that's who I am, and I'm really pleased to be here. Before we get started, a few announcements. I want to thank the presenting sponsor of Innovation Day, Entergy, and all of the NOEW 2024 sponsors and partners who make this event free and accessible to all. Can I get a round of applause? This is one of 4 stages running back-to-back throughout the day. This stage will feature 4 major pitch blocks, with a few other special panels and speakers in between. To begin our day, we have an incredibly inspirational start featuring youth entrepreneurship. Please welcome Junior Achievement of Greater New Orleans, hosted by Evie Poitevent Sanders of GNO Incorporated.
Good morning, everyone. How are y'all? How are you feeling, besides cold? Yeah, sweet. Well, happy NOEW. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Please feel free to come and fill in the seats if you guys like in the back. There's plenty up here in the front, just where you want to be, I know. So welcome to the Trust Your Crazy Ideas Challenge, Greater New Orleans Finals, the big pitch competition. Can I get a round of applause for our students who have worked so hard? And I just wanted to mention, I work with Greater New Orleans, Inc. We're the regional economic development organization for Southeast Louisiana, and we are thrilled to be here supporting NOEW, supporting Junior Achievement, supporting these students in their early entrepreneurial journey. It's so important for us to foster that entrepreneurial spirit, that hunger for innovation and disruption at the earliest age possible, so these current and future entrepreneurs can continue to iterate and grow as entrepreneurs and refine their craft and go on to build hugely successful companies that benefit our region's economy. So keep at it. Don't give up. There are going to be a lot of setbacks and frustrations, but it's so worth it in the end. Now, Trust Your Crazy Ideas Challenge is a partnership between the Breeze Dream Foundation and Junior Achievement of Greater New Orleans, in case you didn't know, to help foster the next generation of young innovators. It's in its 10th year now, and the challenge has helped thousands of students to discover their own entrepreneurial spirit and provided over $300,000 in scholarships. Big impact. So let's keep it going. Today, we'll hear pitches from our top 5 finalists from Greater New Orleans teams, all vying for a $5,000 scholarship prize, as well as $2,500 for their schools to continue to support entrepreneurial education. The winning team will also go on to represent New Orleans at the 2024 Trust Your Crazy Ideas Challenge at the state finals on April 19th, where they will compete for an additional $10,000 in scholarship money and another $5,000 for their school. I believe they won last year, didn't they, the New Orleans team? Yeah, very exciting. Let's keep the streak going, guys. And now I'd like to present our judges, and take a moment to get to know them, since they are going to be choosing our team. First off, we have William Wolf, or Will for short. He has a degree in electrical and computer engineering from Virginia Tech. I'm teasing. I went to a rival school. He's worked at several startups, which were acquired by both Rackspace and Airbnb, very impressive, and led and grew several payments engineering teams during his time at Airbnb. He then joined Polychain Capital in 2018 as an investment partner, where he focused on blockchain and Web3 spaces for the last 5 years. And he's currently investing on his own and putting together an early-stage Web3 venture fund called Arch Capital. Welcome, William. Come on in, everyone. We got seats up here in the front and kind of sprinkled throughout if you'd like to take a seat. Blake Stanfill, raise your hand. Blake is principal at Aquata Group, a financial services firm that provides outsourced chief investment officer services to impact venture capital and private equity funds. He advises ventures of all stages, providing fundraising, growth, and channel partnership strategy. And he co-founded an alternative lending fintech startup called LendStand, which provides working capital solutions to underserved businesses working on public contracts. Recently, Stanfill was the director of growth at Trepwise, where he guided the firm's business development and expansion strategy. Blake is a fifth-generation Louisianian, born and raised in his favorite city in the world, New Orleans, and he earned an MBA from the Wharton School at UPenn, a Master of Finance from Tulane University, and his BA from Duke. Welcome, Blake. Anna Dettige Harris, raise your hand, Anna, is the managing principal of Harris Development and Design, an engineering and professional services firm, through which she has consulted for the New Orleans Startup Fund and Early Stage Seed Fund since 2017. And since 2014, Anna has focused on technology, commercialization, small business operations, and startups, having held roles at Pennington Biomedical Research Center at LSU in Baton Rouge, the Angel Capital Association, and the NOLA Angel Network. She is passionate about helping entrepreneurs to realize their visions and does so by ensuring strong investor and government relations, providing technical assistance, and matching entrepreneurs with a host of resources. Anna serves on the leadership committee of the National Small Business Association and sits on the Tech Transfer Subcommittee. She's also a recent graduate of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program, cohort one over here, and of the Urban Land Institute's Real Estate Diversity Initiative. She's also a member of the National Organization of Women. Anna is a licensed commercial real estate agent with Hammock Group Real Estate in Baton Rouge, and she earned her master's in strategic communication from Purdue University and her MBA from BU, Boston University. A North Shore native, she currently lives in Metairie with her husband. Welcome, Anna. And last but certainly not least, Peter Liu. Can we get a hand in the air just in case? Peter Liu is the co-founder and managing partner of Revelry Venture Partners, RVP for short, a New Orleans-based venture capital firm with the mission of being the first believer in the most visionary entrepreneurs. Maybe some of you one day. Through RVP, Peter co-founds and incubates new companies with experienced operators. He makes high-conviction investments in pre-seed and seed-stage technology startups and provides dedicated, engineering and product resources to help portfolio companies bring products to market more efficiently. Prior to starting RVP, Peter spent a decade as an investor at Pritzker Group Venture Capital, a leading early-stage VC firm backed by members of the Pritzker family, and as an investment banker at B of A Merrill Lynch. Peter is a member of the prestigious Kauffman Fellows and holds a BS in Commerce from the University of Virginia. He is a proud New Orleans transplant and an active supporter of the local entrepreneurship community, serving as a bridge to investors and talent in other entrepreneurial ecosystems around the country. Welcome, Peter, and thank you to all of our prestigious judges. Now on to our teams. But before we get there, we'll just do some quick housekeeping so everyone understands how it's going to work. Each team will have 7 minutes to present their pitch and product commercial, followed by a 5-minute Q&A session, and then judges will have an additional 3 minutes to complete their scoring rubrics between each pitch. So without further ado, let's get started. First, we have Vaishnavi Kumbala with Haynes Academy and Sapling. Come on up. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. We're on the other side. And she has a mic for you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Vaishnavi, and I'm with Saplings.
School, grades, SAT, family, friendships, social media, college, careers, extracurriculars, sports, seasons, sports. Whew, that was a lot. No wonder almost half of students report feeling a significant amount of stress every day. And 87% of schools say they can't provide mental health support for all students in need. What if we brought a tool to schools that's part of the digital world that teens nowadays are most comfortable with? Introducing Saplings, a teen mental health app providing a wide array of interactive and engaging support resources for students. And the only mental health app on the market made by teens for teens that is focused on and perfected for schools and students, and has an evidence based approach, including a pilot program in schools with the Louisiana Department of Health. Already used by school psychologists in 26 schools across the nation and thousands of people globally. Want to help your students or yourself cultivate happiness with a few taps? Bring saplings to your school and plant the seeds for a happier headspace today.
So, as most of you know, our nation's going through a teen mental health crisis. And what's particularly concerning, though, is the fact that, a majority of schools say that they can't provide support for all students in need. And this is particularly clear at my school. We have one school counselor stretched between 3 different schools at our school 1 day a week. My friends are struggling to get appointments, and when they go online to find resources, they're either geared towards adults or elementary schoolers. And there's really no in between that we've been able to find. So what's the solution? Saplings. It's a mobile app that provides a wide array of interactive and engaging mental health resources, whether it's a meditation studio, personalized guided journaling, or mindful breathing. It has many different options, and it's the only mental health app on the market made by teens for teens, used in 26 schools across the nation by school psychologists, and it has an evidence-based and tested approach with the Louisiana Department of Health. And really, the unique thing is it can either be used by individuals, or school counselors can really integrate it into their practice as they do now to better engage students. We've had a lot of press coverage, and we've had partnerships with Louisiana Department of Health. We're working with FEMA. We've been recognized by the United States Congress and been presented in the U.S. Capitol building, and we've also been funded by Prudential. We have glowing feedback from students who have been participating in our pilot, which is really promising at this stage, and I say we can only grow from here. So as far as our market goes, we have 53.9 million students in the United States, and I would bet that at some point, most of them have felt some sort of stress in their lives. And as stress levels continue to rise, but also awareness around mental health continues to grow, the mental health app market is also growing at a rate of 20% every single year. And really, our beachhead market right now is the 26,059 high school counseling departments in our nation. And the thing is, we're already in 26 schools, and how did we get those 26 schools? Cold emailing, which has a notoriously low response rate. So, with the power of your investment and an effective marketing strategy, imagine how far we could go. And what's better than, a market that's constantly expanding? It's also a product that is unique and unlike any other product on the market. And really, Saplings fills that. It fills a unique niche that really no other product has, that's focused on teens and schools, made by teens for schools, and it's piloted in schools with professionals. And really, that makes it stand out from any of its competitors. And another thing is it's affordable. A lot of the leading brands out there, Headspace, Calm, they have corporate plans, they have enterprise plans, but those are all geared towards companies. Your average public school in Louisiana is not going to be able to afford the same amount of money, or even a typical company can afford. So really, we factor that into our pricing plan to ensure that it's accessible and affordable for schools. As far as marketing goes, we're going to do targeted ads to, school counselors, school health departments, districts, and we're also going to really take advantage of conferences such as this one, such as the National Association of School Psychologists. You have people from all over the country and world coming with a common interest, and really this is a good way for us to, get more growth. We also want to do brand partnerships. A lot of companies are recognizing, the importance of mental health as well as influencers in order to reach our teen audience. Actually, I just got off an email with Selena Gomez's beauty brand. We're trying to do a partnership for Mental Health Awareness Month. We'll see how that goes. But as far as channel goes, really students will find out about this through the App Store, social media, or school mental health resources, whether that be a website or, their school counselor. And additionally, we want to, expand across the South and nationally and, eventually go global. We're in talks right now with schools in Brazil in order to, expand there. And again, we want to do an enterprise model for schools varying based on the number of students. In order to generate revenue, it would be a low-cost subscription-based model reaching a large number of schools with discounts to make it more accessible for disadvantaged schools. And as far as our cost structure goes, it would be about $300,000 for the engineering team, so we can integrate new things with, AI, and also the feedback for new features we received from students from our pilot, as well as business, marketing, and servers. Since we're going to have such a large volume of people using it, we're going to need a lot of servers. And here's my ask, $360,000. But for this amount of money, you are able to invest in a revolutionary product that really could change the way we talk about youth mental health in schools. And you're also getting the opportunity to invest in the mental health of our next generation. And really, there's few things that are more powerful and impactful than that. We're already in 11 countries and 26 schools with users in 11 countries. And by this time next year, we aim to be in 40 paid schools and have users across 20 countries. And here we are right now, and the way I see it, we can only grow from here. My name is Vaishnavi Kumbala, and let's cultivate happiness together. Thank you.
Wow. Like, high schoolers being able to pitch like this is incredible. What a great program this is.
Thank you.
So you mentioned that this is something that's going to be affordable and paid for by schools. Can you talk a little bit about how the schools might view where they get the budget from? How do they view the ROI on a product like this?
Yeah, so I think schools do get, I'm on a committee that, we're working to, allocate how we're using federal money to, for mental health resources. And really I've seen that we do get a lot of money allocated towards, federal mental health spending and state funding. So I feel like they would use that in order to fund this. And I think really getting grants and other ways. And again, we want to make sure that this is affordable too. So we want to, aim for a large volume of people and have it low cost for schools that way. It can be paid for by grants, surplus spending that schools have. The state could fund it, avenues, and I think it would depend on the school too, whether it's public, private as well.
Will, Blake, Anna.
Amazing job.
Thank you.
Can you, you mentioned that as awareness around mental health is increasing, alongside a demand, on the demand side, a number of students are experiencing mental health challenges. I'm wondering about the competitive landscape. You put up on the slide a few competitors, but there's a ton of mental health apps on the market. How do you cut through the noise? What is your strategy, or how do you envision saplings standing out in such a competitive marketplace?
Yes, definitely. So I feel like it really boils down to the fact that we're made by teens for teens, because really it's me developing it. We have other teen developers. We have feedback from students. Really, it's being created by teens for teens who know what they want. And really, I have a diverse group of people helping me with this because every person's different, right? So really, that's the way we're different, and we're filling a unique need for schools specifically, because all the mental health apps out there, they're usually for, adults, they're for corporations, they're for individuals, but there's very few that are actually used by mental health professionals in schools and designed specifically for schools and teens.
This was awesome.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thanks.
Can you tell me a little more about what the lifetime expectation is for teens on this app? Like when you turn 18, do you expect them to switch to a Calm or a Headspace app, or what are you seeing so far?
So some of the features are, pretty general. I feel like it's not necessarily, a strict cutoff for 18. I feel like this is for more teens, young adults. I think, you could start using it when you're a preteen, 12. My sister uses it sometimes. You could go until you're in your early 20s. I feel like it's pretty universal, these features. I've even had adults use it. So I would think that, it would have a pretty good lifetime from my experience with talking to other people.
Any other questions from our judges? We're good. Okay. Well, let's give it up for Saplings and Vaishnavi.
Thank you.
Naveed. And we are on to our second team from Ben Franklin High School. We have Gigi Frankowski, Reva Suss, Cecilia Nakari, and Violet Mosley with Femme Fusion. Round of applause.
Hello, we are Reva Suss,
Violet Mosley,
Cecilia Nakari,
and Gigi Frankowski.
we are students from Ben Franklin, and we are
Femme Fusion.
Last week, I missed school and a major physics test that I had spent weeks studying for. And it's not because I wanted to go shopping at the mall or sit in my bed scrolling on TikTok. It's because I was suffering from serious period pain. I became a statistic, joining the 55% of girls who have missed school due to menstrual cramps. Popular pain medications don't really work for me. So I laid in bed with my heating pad plugged in for hours. I wondered if other girls felt the same way. We conducted over 100 potential customer interviews and found that 90% of teen girls our age find heat therapy effective in treating their menstrual cramps.
Not having an accessible pain relief method is a crisis for millions of women everywhere, especially for teen girls like us, who spend most of our day in the classroom. How are we going to change the world and break glass ceilings if we can't take our heating pads with us on certain days? This is Audrey. She's a hard-working teen girl, and like Reva and many others, she's had to skip school due to menstrual cramps and relies on heat therapy to find relief. This is her story.
You have 5 minutes left on your test.
Oh my gosh, my cramps hurt so badly that I can't even think straight right now. I just really need to go home.
Dad, my period cramps are so bad. Please come pick me up.
Audrey is part of the 50% of women who find heat therapy effective when dealing with menstrual cramps.
Aw. Honey, you can't keep missing school like this.
Dad, it's not my fault. I can't focus when I'm in so much pain.
Oh, honey. Well, I think this will help you out. It just came in the mail.
It's a tank top that has a rechargeable heating pad inside of it so you could go wherever you want. It's super discreet and no one will even notice you're wearing it. It keeps you feeling cute, confident, and comfortable all throughout the day.
Thanks to Femme Fusion, I can thoroughly do my work without worrying about my period pains.
We created Femme Fusion, the first heat therapy clothing brand designed for women with menstrual cramps. Femme Fusion is a line of fashion-forward clothing that comes with a portable, removable, and rechargeable heating pad. With a slot in the abdomen, you can remove and insert the heating pad whenever you please. The heating pad lasts for up to 8 hours, although it does come with a safety feature that shuts it off every hour. The tank can be worn by itself as it has a built-in bra and is designed so that the heating pad doesn't poke through. It is easily layered and extremely breathable. Femme Fusion allows for women to feel cute, confident, and comfortable wherever they may be. Now, let's talk pricing. Based on our target market consumer report, we came up with a price of $65 per unit, and this will include the heating pad, tank top, and charger. We plan to sell this independently on our website and then move into the e-commerce field through Amazon, pricing our product at $67 per unit, and this will help our product to grow nationally.
Femme Fusion has many competitors, but none of them check quite as many boxes as us. Traditional heating pads, though they may relieve cramps effectively, are not portable, campus accessible, or discreet. Midol and other pain medications are popular for period pain relief, but they're not campus accessible. As in a lot of schools, it's a long, lengthy process to be allowed to bring medication. And even in that case, it must be kept in the nurse's office, where it is not easy or discreet to access. Also, for many girls, they don't find pain medications effective in relieving their period pain, and they turn to heat relief, such as Femme Fusion, to help them. Menstruation Crustacean is another cordless heating pad on the market, but let's be real. Nobody is lugging around a bright red, lavender-scented lobster plushie with them to school, so it's not very campus accessible or discreet, like Femme Fusion.
The menstrual pain relief market is huge. Women will menstruate for 40 years. That's around 50% of their lifetime. The service obtainable market alone is $1.5 million for all female high school students in New Orleans.
Our beachhead market is female high school students in the New Orleans area. The best way to reach these girls is through social media. We would do this through short-form video content on TikTok, as well as collaborations on Instagram with influencers that share similar goals with us. We also plan on marketing our product through period tracker apps like Flow, which has over 300 million downloaded users. We would insert FemFusion content into the free forum feature within the app where girls can share advice with each other. We also plan on loaning a stock of FemFusion tank tops in a variety of sizes to local schools. They'd be kept charged and ready so girls can loan them out and see how they like it. We plan on making FemFusion a necessity in every nurse's office, and to encourage student sales, we'll be offering a 10% discount in year 2. We'll be selling our product independently on our website, later moving into larger retailers. We have received over 200 waitlisted customers through a waitlist form available on our website. These are a few local public, private, and charter high schoolers in our area, as well as a Loyola University student. They've all tried and love FemFusion. Whether they were in a boring math class or a fun beach volleyball game, FemFusion allows you to take on the world, no matter what time of month it is. We've also sent out numerous public outreach emails, as well as posters across various schools, and received tons of positive feedback.
This is our cost structure for an initial drop of 5,000 units, as well as the 200 units from the waitlisted customers. Our cost of goods sold per unit is $30, and we would sell each unit for $65, which turns a gross profit per unit of $35. We have also included costs of marketing, salaries, vendors, website development, and business startup. Our revenue for our first year is $340,000. Taking all of this into consideration, our ask is $260,000 to get our business up and running.
As 4 high school girls who struggle with period pain, we know firsthand how it feels to have to push through the pain to get through our daily lives. We were inspired to create FemFusion because we are all incredibly passionate about women's health and wellness. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Guess what? Sorry. Violet was wearing FemFusion this whole time.
Can you tell the difference?
Great job.
Thank you.
And I would like that now simply because it's freezing. And you're right. I was wondering if you guys were wearing them, but I could not tell the difference between. So that's great execution by itself. I had a couple of product questions. One's how high does this temperature go, and what's the duration of time?
I believe it goes to 144 degrees, and the heat, it lasts for 8 hours, but it has an automatic turn off every hour.
Okay. We're also going to use lithium batteries in our product.
So lithium batteries can heat up, but they're used in your phone, and they're currently used in traditional heating pads, so they won't have any threat of like overheating or anything like that. So yeah.
And we would also have a low, medium, and high setting. And as Cecilia said earlier, there's a safety turn-off feature. So depending on which setting you use, it would turn off after a certain amount of time. So if you set it for high, it would last for about an hour, and medium, an hour and a half, low, about 2 hours.
And we also have different heat settings. So, yeah.
Awesome. So oftentimes with products, retail products, the biggest challenge is around manufacturing and distribution. So can you talk about like your plans or thoughts on where you're going to produce it, and how are you going to get it into the hands of your customers?
So we're actually going to partner with manufacturing companies and local business owners to create our product in bulk so it's cheaper, and then we're going to partner with schools and other teen girls who are interested in the product to spread it around and make sure that we have it to everyone who wants it.
How did you guys come up with the cost that it's going to cost you to make, and like how many do you plan to make for your first production run and be able to sell?
Okay, so this is our cost of goods sold per unit breakdown. So as you can see, the total cost is $30, and we did do a target market consumer report where we sent out a survey to high school students in New Orleans to decide what price that they would pay, and the price that we decided on based off of that was $65.
Do the economics look similar on Amazon? I saw you increase the price slightly for Amazon.
Yes, so the price would only go up by $2 just because Amazon does charge a fee to sell products on there. But other than that, it's mainly the same price.
Do you have time for a question? Okay. My husband drags me skiing from time to time. And I'm wondering if that is another potential market for you guys, like heated clothing. I know they have hand warmers and I think some socks and boots, but I don't think I've seen like shirts.
Yeah, that's really interesting, and like we are looking towards expanding in the future to having a slot in the back as well, because we've heard feedback that people also experience back pain when on their period, and we have heard stuff like having it maybe throughout the whole abdomen, but right now our MVP is just in the abdomen area to target menstrual cramps in the uterus, so that's where we are right now, but we would totally expand and look into that, so thank you so much for that.
Seems like there could be a lot of fast followers, especially, you see a lot of off-brand stuff on Amazon and other marketplaces. How do you think about building a brand around this and defensibility?
So we are planning on creating a utility patent. As you can see, we have a similar patent. However, this one shows a undergarment with a lot bulkier heating pad. So we will apply for our own patent to help combat copiers. Yeah.
Are there other product like extensions that you guys want to build under this brand or release under this brand?
Yeah, so we are looking towards, doing where we can sell the tank top separately from the heating pads because, girls' cycles last anywhere from 3 to 9 days. And so obviously you're not going to wear the same tank top for a week straight. So you could buy maybe 3 tank tops with 1 heating pad or 7 tank tops with 2. So we would definitely expand into selling product differently as well as in different sizes, shapes, and colors. We would do short sleeve shirts, long sleeve shirts, etc. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Feeling FOMO? Stuck in a social rut? Don't know where the fun is happening? From that to this. Introducing Rumba, your one-stop shop for the hottest local events. Discover concerts, comedy shows, art exhibits, and more, all happening right now around you. The Rumba app includes features such as easy search by category and location, integration with friends' calendars to see what they're up to, and an AI-powered itinerary builder that creates a seamless night out based on your preferences and schedule. Instead of laying on your bum, you can look like this. Your wish, our command. Download Rumba today and unlock your city's hidden gems. Never miss out on the fun.
Hi, my name is Octavio Combeas Jaimes.
And I'm Noah Funk. And we're both students from Fontainebleau High School who came together to create a solution to a problem that this generation experiences more than ever. For example,
Imagine you're laying in bed with literally nothing to do. You're scrolling on TikTok for hours, and you decide to hit up the group chat. Boys, let's do something. And everyone's like, yeah, let's do something. 2 hours later, you're still laying in bed with nothing to do because you can't figure out what to do, like what's around here.
now this isn't just a problem that Octavio and I experience. This is a global pandemic. Teens spend more than 7.5 hours just looking at a screen. And it's typically just on social media or other unproductive tasks. And with this increased screen time, we see more internalizing problems, less social engagement, and just an overall increase in social isolation. And this problem is literally just because we don't know what to do.
Well, we have a solution for you. We are Rumba, the cure to your everlasting boredom. First, you're going to answer a quick questionnaire that will figure out your interest, and an algorithm will scrub through all the local events around you, finding what you might like. You'll also be able to see what your friends are doing by going on a calendar, seeing what each person is doing on a certain event by adding your friends, and also at the end, when you pick all your events, an AI will create an itinerary for you to figure out what schedule you can go to so you can hit everything you want to do. Our market size is huge. On one side, we have the beachheads, the college students, the high school students, and the other side, we have the business. We have a two-way market. On one side, we have 15.2 million students enrolled in only undergraduate programs. Those are 15.2 million students that want to use the Rumba app. On the other side, we have small businesses, and with the statistics we found, 40% of small businesses fail due to lack of exposure. They can't find their market, and that's what our job is, to figure out what market they can do by putting it on our app. Our go-to-market is, first, we have college students who want to stop the home to school to home routine. They want to get out. We're going to go on social media such as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and get Rumba out there. Our channels are going to be placed on the App Store and Google Play, and our strategy is due to the prominent feature of having friends on the app. We heavily rely on word to mouth, but not only that, we will also be put on those high school seminars about depression and people not getting out there. We want to be a solution to depression, like having friends to have fun with. Our competition, we have two main competitors. We have Meetup and Eventbrite. Meetup is very well designed for the consumer side. It allows you to message friends. It's very designed for that side. And Eventbrite is the exact opposite. It allows you to design the page to allow the consumer to see exactly what your business is all about. But Rumba will include all of that and more. We will have the AI integration, which will allow you to schedule a itinerary for you to figure out what you want to do in your day.
So as far as revenue goes, the way that we would want to approach this is through commissions. So essentially, we'd be keeping around 20% of the price of the ticket or item that a business gives us. This is a very low-risk way for new businesses such as Rumba to get started, and it overall has a pretty good return. Later on, we'd want to use native ads. So I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with like Facebook, Instagram, things like that, where it's just like you're scrolling and ads that are tailored towards you just pop up. And it's more common for us to get hooked on something that is for us than for just a random ad like YouTube kind of does. And obviously, keeping that as for teens and college students, we'd want to make it free because, I mean, you don't want to spend money, we don't want to spend money, but if there's an app that's free on the App Store that provides a solution, we're definitely going to want to just click the simple button of just downloading it from the App Store or Google Play or something like that. And then from a cost standpoint, our ask is $215,000. A majority of that is going to go towards development because as teens, as college students, we want a solution. And if you give us a solution, we're going to use it. Taking that into mind, we're definitely going to want it to be elegant, want it to be minimal, want it to look good for everyone. So a large portion would also go towards design. And then Octavia and I both prioritize marketing, but with all the different resources, all the different websites, tools, it's very easy to market something quite well without having to break the bank for it. And that's just a small portion of our cost structure. And then obviously we're going to be hiring developers, coders, things like that, people who are actually going to help us put the app out there. And that's going to be, the capital resources are essentially just computers, fees that they would have to pay. And then for our variable expenses, we definitely have to, again, talk about like different fees that the App Store offers and just hiring managers and stuff like that. And then for fixed expenses, we have to pay fees to promote services on the app, as well as keep the app on the App Store and other platforms. And with that, we are Rumba.
Your wish
is our command.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Let's give it up for Rumba. All right, judges.
Hey, great presentation, guys. I'm curious, first off, where does the name come from?
Oh, dude, I have a story. All right, so I have a Latin background, and when we were brainstorming the name, my mom walked in and was like, it's like we gave her the idea of what the app's all about, and she said, rumba means party in Spanish, and we wanted to make it where you're like basically running to the party, getting to the party quick using the AI. So we combined rumba and Roomba, rumba.
Awesome, awesome. Second question, I think one of the challenges is on the sort of the supply side, and you guys touched on it a little bit, but how do you, I think, to get people people like you guys to want to use it, there needs to be a bunch of events on there, and how do you plan on sort of solving that supply side problem?
Yeah, so that's a great question, because if we have no consumers, then no businesses are going to want to come, but if we have no businesses, then no consumers are going to want to come. So our plan is to build connections through different local businesses. Again, we want to start small, not go straight to the big corporates and things like that. So we plan on we're from Mandeville, so we would go around word to mouth, again, that's a big part, and just gather information and gather businesses that would maybe not even have 20% commissions, but just have like the chance to have an audience. And from there, we pull people like from our high schools, from people that we know at colleges, and that would just start off with a very small audience as long as a very small amount of businesses, and from there we would grow.
Great job, fellas. When you talked about your initial customers, your target audience, I think you identified like 15 million college students or high school students. Can you drill down a little deeper on that? Like, which type of students you think? Maybe give me a customer profile of who it is you think will be most likely to use the Rumba.
Okay, so we actually talked to this lady that goes to LSU. She's very involved, and she said she has tons of friends that, the home to school to home routine, the ones that just live in their dorms, I don't know, scrolling through TikTok, playing video games with nothing to do. So a customer profile we're probably looking for is someone not in a frat, not in a sorority, someone that's not involved in clubs. I mean, the point of college is to be involved, and there are still those people that don't want to get involved. They just want to get their major and get out of there. So that's the type of people we're trying to target.
And as I feel like this is actually Octavio and I don't know how many days of the week I just go to school, go to track, go home, and just do homework and then go to sleep, even though I have a bunch of free time. So I think this provides, you can see how the problem hasn't just stretched from college, but all the way down to high school students. And we think that's what makes it a very big audience.
Good question.
As a Fontainebleau alum, I'm really happy to see that the legacy of great dance moves endures. I'm curious, and so I grew up in Mandeville, and when it was country, is what I tell people. You guys probably don't remember that. I'm not going to ask when you're graduating either. But so using Mandeville as the case study, what types of events have you been able to curate?
Okay, so I'll just give you a rough example. So Lola's art experience, I don't know if that was a big thing whenever you went to Fontainebleau, but essentially there's a lot of different... No, there's a lot of different, there's comedy shows, there's art experiences, there's local music gigs. There's a lot that Mandeville has to offer. Obviously, you hear all about New Orleans, what's in New Orleans, but if you just go around and just walk around, you can find Lola's art experience. There's, I forget the name, but there's a club where there's music, and obviously high schoolers not going to go to a club. But there's a lot to offer, and a lot of discovering it would just be research, and just literally physically driving around and seeing what the city has to offer.
And even at Fontainebleau, we have a car and craft show coming up this weekend, and we were trying to put that on the app when we make the app, because that's an event everyone would go to.
On the business model, you had mentioned that commissions, 20% commission is what you were thinking about. Did you consider just a straight advertising fee for some of the events to come onto the platform, and what might that look like?
Yes, 100% we thought about that. We would think, again, I mentioned earlier that it's a very low-risk way commissions are, and we were thinking that paid advertising would be a further step because it's a lot more, risky, and businesses actually have to pay to be there. So obviously for us, there's no set price rate, but we would definitely want to converse with the business that we're going to have on the app and decide a friendly budget for them.
Good question. Thank you.
All right, 3 minutes for the judges. Let's give it up for Rumba.
Raise your hand if you have been inside of an airport and struggled to find private places for you to sleep or do work. Hi, we're ComfyPod, delivering a sleek and modern solution to one of the biggest problems in the airport industry. What's that problem, you ask? Good question. People struggle to find private places to do work or sleep inside of airports. Airports is just extremely too crowded. In this picture above, do you see anywhere you would sleep or do work? No, I don't either. And I bet in this picture, everybody has one thing in common. They wish they had a singular place that they can go out and do work. Well, they aren't alone. In 2019, British Airways conducted a research, interviewing 100,000 people, and sleeping pods came out first in the most wanted list. Well, what is ComfyPod? ComfyPod is an early-stage luxury travel service, providing flyers with a compartment capable of holding 2 suitcases and a carry-on, alarm features, massage features, a stowaway desk so work can be completed at your convenience, a stowaway desk, light LED services, UV cleaning, air vents and climate control, USB plus USB-C ports. Using ComfyPod's minimal viable product features, which is very basic, Metro Naps offers none of them, and that's an issue. Go Sleep only offers storage, which is big enough for one singular carry-on. Here are our competitors, Metro Naps and Go Sleep. They leave you vulnerable to the public. You have to leave your luggages to the side, and I wouldn't trust that, especially nowadays in airports. But our product, you have all your luggages and storage locked away safe, so you wouldn't have to worry about that while you're in your pod. And you are safe and comfortable in a soundproofed environment. We actually care about your serenity. Our market size is extremely huge. We have 12 million flyers. And out of those 12 million, 1.4 million are business class flyers. And business class flyers are extremely important to us, as they are known to spend 2 times the amount on their comfort. Next is layovers. Layovers are about 2 to 14 hours on average. When I had spoke to owners Crutchins & Gra, a consulting agency for airports, they said business class flyers are in desperate need of privacy during extended layovers, and we're here to fix that. ComfyPod's beachhead is extremely unique. We have a 2-sided market. We would do direct sales towards airports and business class flyers for advertising. To market, we would do automated emailing, social media, and we would reach out to major international hub airports, terminal managers. For our channels, we have websites, sales representatives, marketing managers, and PR events. Next, for our strategy, we will release 3 pods into 3 major international hub airports. For our business model, we will rent 3 to 5 units out to airports and sky lounges, allowing them to keep 100% of the sales they make. We will charge monthly fees of $25,000. This would include maintenance fees, monthly cleanings, and on-call services. Airports are free to choose the price, but we would suggest $35 an hour for best results. To make each pod would be about $40,000, and to start up our business, it would be about $10,000. For marketing events, $5,000 a year. Personnel, including maintenance men, cleaning services, sales representatives, and marketing managers, would be about $250 a year. For our insurance, it would be about $4,140 a year. For licenses, it would be about $9,710 a year. Web hosting would be about $10,400 a year, and websites would be about $3,000 a year to keep up and running. We're asking for $700,000, and this would include $4,000 to launch 9 pods into several different airports. With this money, you are part of a team who is changing one of the biggest issues in the airports. Let's have a flashback. Everybody remember the tragic Southwest shutdown in 2022. Over 3,000 flights were canceled on the first day alone, and over 2,500 on the next few days. That's over 60% of its schedule. And flyers felt as if nothing was being done. And this is why ComfyPod is needed, to give flyers a sense of comfort, a sense of we care. during times such as layovers, delays, and cancellations. This is our team. I'm Bakari Johnson, the founder of ComfyPod, and this is my amazing mentor, Andrew Romanier. Oh, and this is our ad. Any questions? Thank you.
Good work. So, how did you come up with the $25,000 a month rental price point, and how would an airport think about the economics of that?
So what I did, I just halved the price of it to make a chair, and that's what I figured I would charge. And I think it includes several services. And when I had spoke to owners, Conscious and Gra, Mr. Gra told me that he thinks that is a reasonable price, as airports are every day looking for innovative ways to bring more clientele towards them instead of other airports.
How much do the competitors charge per month? I mean, not for the product, but like to use it an hour.
For an hour, it is about $25 for Go Sleep and around $20 for Metro Naps.
Got it. Okay.
So you mentioned a ton of features of the ComfyPod. As you talked to the consultant and did the research, which of those features you think is that the MVP, all of the features, or would you do it in phases? And which of those features do you think would be the most important to your customers?
I think a compartment, first of all, would be very important. Alarm features would be important. LED lighting and the stowaway desk, I feel like those are the most important features in ComfyPod because it makes ComfyPod what it really is. And to solve those problems, I would need that. But the features that I had listed, it would not be the MVP of it. The features I just stated would be the MVP. So I haven't thought about doing it in phases, but I do think that would be a very good idea. Thank you.
How do you think about which airports to target, and where did you come up with doing three pods per airport, and how do you think about that, doing three different airports versus 9 in one airport and things like that?
It's not airports aren't limited. I think to start off, it would be best to only do 3 pods in 3 different airports in different states, because I think that results from that. I don't want to release too many and it not do as good as I expected it to do. So releasing a few at a time in stages would be best, because I know what states brings in most revenue and what states are not so fond of it.
How do you plan to get customer feedback, not from the airport, but from like the end users?
I haven't thought of that. Thank you.
You talked about advertising as a potential revenue source. Can you talk a little bit more about that? You mentioned advertising up there as either a revenue opportunity for you, or
it was for Beachhead. I said advertising towards flyers in general, because for airports to see that ComfyPod is worth it, I would need to bring flyers towards them. And I think advertising towards them would be a good way to bring them to try ComfyPod and tell airports that we're it and see that it's positive. So airports will come back to ComfyPod and eventually rent more pods.
Yeah, I think getting maybe the airlines involved in somehow to either subsidize the costs would be helpful, because based off of your costs right now at $25,000, you'd probably need full utilization for an airport to even get their money back in the month at $25 an hour, which that's not feasible. It's not going to be used all the time. So either you have to lower the price to make it more affordable for the airport, or subsidize that cost somehow?
Like I said, airports are free to choose the prices that they come up with. $35 an hour is just a suggestion, but airports are really free to make because they keep 100% of sales.
If you had more pods at an airport and you're trying to capture business class flyers, could you possibly partner with the airport lounges that are starting to get notoriously overbooked? Like, would American Airlines want 9 pods? So if there's some spillover or people do you think that that's a possibility?
I think that's very possible to do, especially because they're getting more overbooked. I think that having comfy pods and sky lounges would be good too as well. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Bakari and Comfy Pad. All right, everyone, we got one last student team to go. So if everyone could quiet down and take their seats, that would be great. We are going to welcome up to the stage Aubrey Cowan, Adeline Coughlin, and Kaya Doratan. I hope I said that right. I apologize if I didn't. From Ben Franklin High School with Revive.
Welcome to Revive. Our brand is not only sustainable, but is also educational for young girls. Here's a message from our co-founders.
Hi, I'm Addie, and this is Kaya, and along with Aubrey, we're the co-founders of Revive.
Hi, we're so excited to share with you our brand.
Did you not wear any deodorant? Cut the cameras.
I have one of the Revive shirts with me, Kaya. Can I use one?
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow, I feel so much better.
Wow, and you smell great.
Can we go back to filming the commercial now? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Addie, and this is Kaya, and along with Aubrey, we're the co-founders of Revive.
We're so excited to bring to you our product and our ideas.
If you're a teen girl in today's society and you forgot your deodorant,
Revive is a quick fix.
Hi again, I'm Kaya, this is Aubrey, and this is Addie, and we are the co-founders of Revive. Now, before we tell you about our product, let's all take a trip back to the dark ages. Middle school, one of the most developmental and awkward stages of our lives. You're sweaty, nervous, and stinky all at the same time, which isn't exactly ideal when you're, say, sitting next to your crush in class. And joking aside, these situations can be quite scary, and most of the times, all you need is some deodorant to fix that.
But what if you don't have room for a whole stick of deodorant in your backpack?
well, we can help with that. Our strips are meant to be convenient. You can easily slip a few of these into your pocket, gym bag, or purse.
Growing up as a young girl in today's society can be hard. We are often taught from a young age not to talk about our bodies, and some parents are so fixed in this mindset they don't teach their kids the importance of good hygiene. We interviewed numerous 11 to 17-year-old girls and found that 6 in 10 are not talked to about good hygiene by their parents.
I can even remember from my own personal experience that it was embarrassing to ask my parents to buy me deodorant. And even when I got to the store to look for one, it was always kind of boring. Our brand Revive has a goal to make deodorant cool. We want to use funky and cool packaging to express that girls can not only be confident in the products that they're using, but also in their bodies. And Revive isn't just about educating these young girls about their bodies, it's also about educating them about sustainability. Each year, 15 million pounds of waste are thrown away into landfills just based on the deodorant industry.
With our recyclable packaging and reusable bags, we're making it easy for young teens to engage in sustainability. And by incorporating this into our brand, we're encouraging the next generation to be more conscious of their impact on the environment.
Here is our solution to the problem. We are introducing the Revive deodorant strips, our take on a travel-friendly deodorant strip that comes in individual packs of strips as opposed to the standard deodorant stick. Our strips are meant to be placed directly on your armpit and removed, leaving a fresh scent to your stinky problem.
So, how do we create our product? We're going to guide you through our process and just the basic logistics of our company. First, we create our deodorant formula. We use all natural ingredients like tea tree oil and coconut oil. Then we lay all of this down on a paper. The paper that we use is rice paper, which unlike wax or parchment paper is completely recyclable. Then we package the item. We offer numerous graphic designs for the rice paper on top. Our goal as a brand is to have the best, most natural recipe, success guaranteed. And we know our product works because we're wearing it right now.
Here we have our market size, which starts with teens across the U.S. who wear deodorant, then women across the U.S. who wear deodorant, eventually expanding to women across the globe who wear deodorant. And to show how important the deodorant business is, we found that $25 billion are spent on deodorant yearly, which is exactly why it's important to have a brand like Revive, which promotes sustainability.
There are so many deodorant brands out there, but what makes Revive stand out? Kapari is a sustainable, plant-based deodorant brand, but one stick of deodorant is $20, which is just unattainable for the average person. Grownish is a brand that also focuses on empowering young girls, but Revive offers funky and cool designs to make it more appealing to the teenage eye. Our most direct competition is deodorant wipes. They are inexpensive and on the go, but Revive is more sustainable and low waste.
We want peak engagement, so we're throwing up our idea of a subscription service. This would come with a monthly fee of $14.99, but would not only come with a month's worth of deodorant, but also the benefit of a matching travel bag. Customers would also have the option to buy single boxes, which would be $10.99 and come with 20 strips.
Let's talk about our go-to-market strategy. First off, our beachhead market is 11 to 17-year-old girls in the greater New Orleans area.
Now, to get our product into the hands, or well, armpits of today's youth, some of the outlets we want to market to are social media and our school's daily email. And for purchasing locations, we talked about pop-up shops and our subscription service. This all means that we'd be selling in person within these markets as well as online through our website. Additionally, through our website, customers are able to view all the available products and get the newest updates. We're also going to have an ambassador program, which works with 14 to 17-year-old girls, who this not only helps to market our product, but also to expand it to younger girls who look up to these 14 to 17-year-olds. And finally, we're piloting our product with the Franklin volleyball team and reaching out to other girls' sports teams as well. And as our product grows, we're receiving feedback from our beachhead market via customer interviews to ensure that Revive is always improving.
Now, we can talk money. Since we are a small business, we do need funding for the production of our product. So we broke down not just the cost of ingredients, but also just the basic cost of starting a company. So, besides the cost of production, we also need to pay ShipStation, which is a drop shipping company that we use to help us with shipping and manufacturing. So, we wanted to start with 2,000 units of our deodorant strips so that we can not only get into schools, but also through our website. With all of this calculated, we are asking $75,000 to make our company the best it can be. We will not only use this money to market our product, but also to create the best, most sustainable packaging.
Hi, I'm Aubrey.
I'm Addie.
And I'm Kaya. And we were inspired to create Revive by our common passion to educate women about their hygiene and promote self-confidence.
All of this starts with Revive.
Thank you, ladies. Judges, any questions?
They don't have a microphone.
Kind of concept, just a different brand. Like when you mentioned there's a competitor, like is that a company called Deodorant Strips?
No, that's deodorant wipes. So it's just like the wipes that you use on your armpits, but they add extra use and they're also like wet, so it's like just like a wipe.
I'm curious on the subscription model. Are you viewing the product in that sense more as like an everyday, like a deodorant replacement, or is it more like keep them for in an emergency situation?
I think it could be both. It definitely depends on your preference, and I think that comes with a lot of different hygiene products. So since we are marketing towards younger girls, they will be in school most of the time, so it'd be great for them to have that in their backpacks if they need to use that when they're, let's say, after gym class or something like that. But it definitely is just a preference.
And do you know how you guys are going to manufacture those first 2,000 units?
So all the prototypes have been made by me in just like my kitchen and everything. So for right now, since we are piloting with our school and our school sports teams, everything's kind of handmade, and that way we can kind of figure out our recipe, what works best. what helps the sweating, and because it is a sensitive area underneath your armpit. So we're definitely testing out right now, and then we hope to one day get into a manufacturing company to help us more with the actual manufacturing of it.
But ShipStation, which we use to package and sell off our things, that also helps with manufacturing.
So you mentioned a competitor that was charging $20 or $25 or a bar of deodorant. How long does it typically last? And how would you compare, I guess, your $15 a month to someone just getting, a bar deodorant? Yeah.
Well, besides just the added bonus of the subscription service where it's coming with a new pouch which you can use for different travels or cosmetics, I would say that we are also probably better because we offer better designs which are more targeted towards younger girls, and then we're also just more convenient. So even though that tube might last, let's say, a month or two, it's also not sustainable because the packaging, the packaging isn't sustainable, unlike ours, and then it's also just not as convenient because you're not wanting to lug around just a tube of deodorant in your bag.
It's also smaller than what you would find in a regular grocery store, like a Dove stick, for example. It's pretty small compared to a regular deodorant stick. So,
I love this, and I totally get what you're doing, and I'm this would be so much easier to stash in your car, and the stick of deodorant can melt or explode or crumble all over, and that's a pain and a mess. But if you are marketing this as a reapplication, right, instead of the primary, I wonder if you could trim down some of your cost for the subscription model if you can just ship it in an envelope. It seems like that could really help you bring it. $7 a month for a supplemental deodorant seems, or $10, whatever, seems like an easier sell perhaps, because a regular stick of deodorant's only $14, I think, roughly. Or I don't know. It depends on which Walgreens I go to.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely a great idea. And for right now, we were kind of focused more on that aesthetic packaging. So, but once we do start manufacturing these more, it'd definitely be way better to ship them in envelopes since it is smaller and would be cheaper for us.
These designs are great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Team Revive. And now we'll have a brief break while we tabulate each team's points, and we'll be back in 10 minutes with this year's Trust Your Crazy Ideas Challenge Greater New Orleans champion.
All right, guys, so it's been a great morning. I'm going to be really quick about this because we got to turn over the space. Before I announce the winner and our runners-up, I just want to congratulate every single young person who participated in this program. My hope, there you go. We have the privilege of seeing these young people go on a journey throughout this process, and you get to see the end result. And my hope is that you were impressed, inspired, motivated, all those great things by what you saw today. And so what I'm going to do is first announce our two runners-up, and then I'll announce our winner. All right? So our winners-up are Revive, and Sapling. And so, without any further ado, the 2024 local or Greater New Orleans Trust Your Craziest champions are Femme Fusion. And I'm assuming we want to do a quick photo on the stage, right? Do a photo on the stage? All right, so ladies, if you could, we're going to come up and do a quick photo on the stage with a check. I'm going to get out y'all's way because it's your check, not mine. Congratulations. And while we have our judges take photos, this is just a reminder, this isn't the end of the road for these young ladies. On April 19th, they'll compete again against young people from across the state and actually across the region. They'll compete against finalists from Gulfport, Mississippi, North Louisiana, as well as themselves. So exciting times coming up for these young ladies.
Ooh.